How's it going out there, YouTuber? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's go right into this review and see what it's about. This last Tuesday, I had the chance of finally getting to see an awesome and amazing third film in an awesome trilogy, the conclusion to this awesome trilogy, and it's just a really well made and just really cool and sophisticated and just really excellent film series. And that is the great film series and the final film in the series, The Maze Runner, The Death Cure. Now, this movie is just awesome, amazing, excellent, and probably one of the best of the series, I feel. Also, it's the longest in the series, too, as well, which I really appreciated that they put the extra time into it to give us really a full closure, really, on this series, because we don't know if they're going to make any more, but this is supposedly the final movie and final book of that awesome series. Now, this movie is just really well directed by an awesome individual, and that's Mr. Wes Ball. Now, Wes Ball really has no other directed credits except for the other two Maze Runner films. And the Maze Runner films, of course, those two are amazing as well. But he did do a couple other short films prior to doing the Maze Runners, but that's pretty much it he has for actual directing credits. He really hasn't done any acting or any, side projects, really, except for those two short films. But other than that, he was just an amazing director. He directed the crap out of this franchise, and he did the same with this film. He just has a really great eye for what to get in the movie. He knows his action sequences, he knows how to take the dialogue, and he knows how to stretch out a film and make it very interesting, very entertaining, and also keep you, entertained and wanting to watch the complete film. He just did a really amazing job. I was really impressed. Super awesome, super excellent what he did with this film. I thought it was absolutely great. And it just, even if you're a big fan of the book series, even though that this last film was supposedly not really close to the actual book, a lot of people are thinking and saying that the movie was actually better than the book. And I've actually had people tell me that, and I was like, I could see this being better than the book. And it was. Wes Ball took that book and made it so much better than what was written. And that you could just see that in this film because it was just so awesome. Now, this awesome film has an amazing cast. A lot of people returning from the first two films. A lot of people, just that have been throughout each film and just, come back and finish off their roles, basically. Now, to start off this awesome cast, we have the awesome and amazing and Mr. Entry himself surviving a crazy crash in the film. That's Mr. Dylan O'Brien. Now, Dylan O'Brien, of course, we recognize, from the first two Maze Runner films. But also, he was recently in American Assassin, too, as well. But a couple films I really enjoyed him in and thought he was really good in were such films as the awesome Mark Wahlberg film based on a true story and accident. And that is the Deepwater Horizon film, which is about the Deepwater Horizon oil tanker that was out in the middle of the ocean that exploded, basically. And Dylan O'Brien was really good in it. I really enjoyed him in it. It was nice to see him different from the Maze Runner series and see what else he had for acting chops. And he just did a really good job, and I enjoyed him in that film, and I thought he did a really good job. Another great film that he was in that I really enjoyed was an awesome comedy film, excellent comedy film, a hilarious comedy film that stars the awesome Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, and that is the film The Internship. Now, The Internship is, like I said, just an awesome, excellent, and amazing comedy film. And it's just so well directed and just was super hilarious. And I really enjoyed Dylan O'Brien in it because he was so different in that as well compared to The Maze Runner and to Deepwater Horizon. And he was super hilarious in it. I didn't realize he had such acting chops and also a funny side to him. And so I really enjoyed that about him in The Internship. But The Internship was just super funny, I think. I don't think it got enough credit for how good of a film it was. And it just had a really great cast, and it was super hilarious, and just was really well done. And Dylan's, character, like I said, was just so super funny in it, and just, really, like I said, showed his other acting chops. But at the same time, his character in the film was so different than his other characters I've seen him at that it was almost like seeing a whole other person. And I really enjoyed that too about it. It really entertained me as well with that film. But in The Maze Runner, The Death Cure, he brings back his character Thomas from the previous two films and finishes it to the T. He is just so awesome at this character. He really brings out that awesome, anger and that awesome just feelings that he has. He expresses it so well, and he really brought Thomas to life from the book and just brought it up from the pages and gave us what Thomas would be if he was really in reality. And he just did a great job. It was a really well done role. He is Thomas to me. I don't picture anybody else playing him. He really did finish the series off very strong and did a really great job. We also have in the film an awesome actress, an excellent actress that I really enjoyed, and I thought she was very decent in the film, even though she kind of became like a traitor in the second film, and we don't know really where she stands until you watch the third film and why she did this. And that's Miss Kea Scodelario. Now, Kea was just amazing in the film, but she was also amazing in some other films. Now, a couple films that I have seen her in, and that I totally didn't realize it was her because she was so much younger at the time, because she's only 25, so, her other roles, she was, like, super even younger, and so seeing her age a little bit, it's like, oh, you get used to seeing her how she, looks, and you're like, oh my god, that is her from that movie. I'm like, what? But anyways, a couple of those films are such awesome films as the awesome 2010 remake of an awesome classic film, and that is Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans is just an amazing remake. Even though that the Kraken wasn't in it very much, unlike the original where we have a little bit more time with the Kraken at the end, it still was an awesome and amazing film. And Kea was really awesome, and I really enjoyed her character. She was really, interesting and just brought the character to life and gave us a whole new aspect of her acting abilities as well. And it really kind of, popped her out and showed her acting chops too as well, which probably what led to her getting the Maze Runner series. And she was really good in it. I really enjoyed her in it. Another amazing film she was in that is just one of the best sci-fi films ever is an awesome film with Sam Rockwell that came out a few years ago that was directed by Duncan Jones, who is David Bowie's son. And that is the film Moon. Moon is just an amazing film, and she actually plays a character in the film that is supposed to be Sam Rockwell's wife or girlfriend or a character like that he knows. And I remember her being in it, and when I didn't realize that she was also in the Maze Runner films, and then when I was researching it again, I was like, it was one of those moments like, what? That's her? Nah! And people are like, listening in the background probably as I'm doing that, they're like, huh? But anyways, it's still at the same time, it's like, I was really blown away that was her, because it's been so long since I've seen Moon. And so when I remember that, it all came flooding back, the movie, and I was like, holy crap, that is her. She was awesome in this. And so it was fun realizing that I've seen a couple movies that she was really awesome in. But in Moon, she really was awesome. She was really good, and I really enjoyed her character. And the mixture with Sam Rockwell together and them working together was really amazing, too, as well. Just a really well-done film. But in The Death Cure, she really kind of redeems herself in this film, I feel. Because, like, in the last one, I felt she kind of fell short a little bit. Because she kind of turned and she was, backstabbing them, sort of. So it kind of made you kind of not like her. But in this one, she redeems herself, and she does a really good job. I was really impressed with her, some of the action sequence she does in the film, and just her, intense, like, passionate moments, I should say. Like, where she has to, like, do some kind of, like, emotion where she's, like, crying or upset or stuff like that. She really conveyed that very well. And she did a really awesome job with that. And I really enjoyed that. I thought she was very entertaining and a wonderful, addition to the film. And her character also closed it off really well, too, with the series as well. Another awesome actor that we have in the film that is just an awesome bad guy always, and just is a really amazing bad guy character. And that's Mr. Aidan Gillen. Now, Aiden has also, you might recognize from Game of Thrones for the last 7 seasons. You also might recognize him from a few other films. But a couple that I really enjoyed him in and he played really good bad guys in was such films as the awesome 2003 Jackie Chan Owen Wilson film, Shanghai Nights, which was a really fun and silly film and sequel. He just played a bad guy in that so good, and he just was really evil in that. And you could just see where, like, because of how good he was in that he keeps playing like bad guy roles. And so I was like, I remember thinking, watching that in theaters and going, holy crap, this guy seems so evil. He's so good at being evil, but at the same time you kind of want to like him too at the same time. So it's like kind of hard to stay mad at him and not like him at the same time. So I find that funny about him, that he kind of has that like aurora on him and kind of that pull on people to make him make them want to like him even though they hate him, which I think is really cool. But he was really awesome that film, played the bad guy to the T, and really showed his acting chops in that film. But another awesome film that he was in that I really enjoyed and he was a great bad guy in was an awesome John Cena film that came out a few years ago called 12 Rounds, where he plays the main bad guy antagonist too as well. And he just played it even more evil in that. Kind of more similar to his character in Game of Thrones, I feel. And that voice of his is like so hypnotic a little bit. And so when you're watching it, his hypnotist, from his voice kind of along with his acting, just really gets you entertained and involved in his character. And I really enjoy that about him. He really is just an amazing and talented person, and just does a really great job. And with him in the Death Cure, he was once again great and amazing. And his final showdown with Dylan O'Brien's character, Thomas, was so super amazing. And he just really, embodied that character once again and just brought it to the T. And just, really gave us a whole new look and aspect at that character. Because we kind of see him a little bit here and there in the first 2 films, but you don't really get to know him that much until this film, where they kind of give him a little bit more screen time, and you now kind of understand why he is the way he is. And I thought that was really cool and a great way to end his character. Another awesome actor that returns from the previous 2 films that's in this film is none other than Mr. Thomas Brody Sangster, who plays Newt in the film series. Now, this awesome kid, I just absolutely think he's great. He's really a passionate actor. He's really awesome and just really excellent at his craft. Now, a couple other films that he's been in that I've seen are such films as the awesome Colin Firth film and Emma Thompson film from the early 2000s called Nanny McPhee. Now, he plays a real youngster in this film, so it's kind of funny realizing that he plays that young kid in that film, and it's been so long since I saw that film, and then when I researched it, kind of like the past ones I've talked about, I'm like, holy crap, that was him. I'm like, totally didn't remember that, but at the same time, he was just so cool in that film. He really showed how good of an actor he was going to become in that film, because he was so believable and so really just amazing in the film, and he played that character to the T, and just, brought that character to life and onto the screen. Another great film that he was in that I really enjoyed and thought was a great film was an awesome James Franco film from the early 2000s, based on the true story, or the true story of what Romeo and Juliet is based off of, and that is the film Tristan and Isolde. Now, that film is just a really awesome, mid-century, late 1600, early 1700s type of film, and just was a really awesome and an amazing, story. And this story is supposedly what is the inspiration for where Romeo and Juliet was, made from. And these 2 characters are pretty much supposed to be Romeo and Juliet, and basically it's their true story. And I found it really interesting. It was really good, and it was just a really good, period piece. And Thomas Brody Sangster actually plays the young Tristan in the film, and I thought he did a really great job. Really amazing. Once again, showed his acting chops once again, and just really brought to the table a really good performance. With his character in the awesome Death Cure, he was just, once again, so awesome. I love how his character evolved throughout the film. I just loved what they did with it, and he just was super cool. I don't like what his ending ends up being in the film, but still at the same time, he was such an amazing character, and I really enjoyed his character throughout the whole series, and just was a fun role that Thomas did a really amazing job with. He was really good. If you see it for any particular actor, you should see it for him because he's just so good. Really amazing. Really well done. Another awesome actor that's in this film is none other than a awesome gentleman that just really always kicks butt in his action sequences in the film. And that is Mr. Ki-Hung Lee. Now, Ki-Hung Lee really doesn't have many other acting credits except for the first couple Maze Runner films. But he was in another awesome film that just came out last year that I was really surprised about. I haven't had a chance to see the film, but now that I know that he's in it, I'm really going to push towards seeing that movie sooner. And that's the film Wish Upon. Now, I heard the critics tear this film apart and that they said it wasn't that good. But the whole concept of Wish Upon really interests me. And the fact that Ki-Hung Lee is in the film makes me even more interested because he's just a really great actor. And I feel he probably did a really good job in the film. Just like he did with the previous Maze Runner, he was just an awesome character. And you just really appreciate his character and all the emotion and all the stuff that he puts towards this character and brings it from the pages onto the big screen. And he did a really fantastic job with that. Now, in The Death Cure, he is just even more awesome. And some of his fight sequences are just even more intense in this film. And just really shows how good of an actor he is. He just also is just really into his character. And I love that. I think that he really embodies his character in the film. And I thought he did that so beautifully and made the character come to life, like I said, off the pages. And it was just wonderful to see his character kind of do its 360 and his complete picture be, basically shown and what his path was and basically his foreclosure at the end of this saga. And they really brought it beautifully, and I'm really glad that they kept it that way and made it that way because he was really awesome and I really enjoyed his character. So there are a few other honorable mentions that are in the film who are also characters in the film that I think are just absolutely awesome in the film and make a great ensemble cast and really bring the film to life. Such people as the awesome and just always seem sexy and always considered a older, gorgeous woman, and that's Miss Patricia Clarkson, who we all recognize from such, other films as Easy A and just other types of films, and just as a really awesome actress and just super funny and always plays the characters T. She's just really fun. She's very similar to like Susan Sarandon in a sense. She's just really awesome, and she was a real pleasure throughout the whole series, be it that particular character she was. Another honorable mention is the awesome Mr. Walter Goggins, who always plays great creepy guys and always great bad guy type of characters. But in Death Cure, he plays this really awesome character that basically has the virus as well, and has started losing pieces of his face from the virus, and just is a really awesome character, and I really enjoyed him in it. Another great honorable mention is Mr. Giancarlo Esposito, who is really awesome too. We all recognize him from being the one gentleman in Breaking Bad that Brian has to work with and has to deal with during the series itself, and is just a really awesome actor too. I really enjoyed his character in this film. He did a really good job, really was awesome and amazing, and just was very different in this film compared to anything else I've seen him in, and you just really like his character. Another honorable mention is none other than Nathalia Emmanuel, who is just so beautiful and gorgeous, and I totally did not recognize her in the Maze Runner series, especially after seeing her in the Fate of Furious and the Fast and Furious 7 and other films that she's been in recently. You're just so different because her hair is so much more curly in those films versus in this where it's straight and cut. So I was very surprised. I couldn't believe I did not recognize her, but she is just awesome in the films too. I really enjoyed her in the last two, and she just brought a great entertainment value to the film. Another awesome honorable mention as well is none other than Mr. Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper we all recognize from a slew of films like Knockaround Guys, Saving Private Ryan, the second Maze Runner film, Unknown, just a whole bunch of slew of films, and he was an awesome addition to the film too. I remember when I saw him in the last film thinking, wow, he looks really badass because he's got like the longer hair and the facial hair and stuff, and I was like, I totally didn't really recognize him first, but when I was looking at him, I'm like, wait a second, I think that's Barry Pepper. I'm pretty sure that's Barry Pepper. And he just was an awesome addition to the film. I really enjoyed his character as well, and it was nice to see him have a little bigger part in the third and final film. But if you're not familiar with what The Death Cure is about, basically this is the ending chapter to the Maze Runner saga. And basically it picks up where the last one left off, basically with Dylan O'Brien's character and the few people that are still not captive, trying to get their friends out of where Wicked has brought them to try to make a serum for this virus that's going around. And basically it's about their adventure trying to get these people and save the world and stop Wicked from being this evil, government and trying to oversee everyone. And that's basically what the premise of the film is. Just a lot of great action sequences in the film, some great funny parts. There's this part in the movie where me and my friend that went and saw it the other night, we just cracked up. There's a whole bunch of people in a bus, and it gets dropped down, and when it hits and finally falls down, when it pops down onto its 4 feet, basically all of a sudden the sign comes up on the front and says out of order, and we just started cracking up at that scene. We couldn't help it because it was so stinking funny. Like, why did that all of a sudden turn on and say out of order? We're like, that is just hilarious. But this is just a great and awesome movie. So good. Like I said, one of the best of the series, I think. Just a really amazing film. The critics kind of tore it apart, but I totally disagree with them. I think this is a pure entertaining film and the best in the series, most definitely, and just brought a great close to such an awesome saga and series. Just a really great film. If you get a chance, go check it out in theaters. So fun on the big screen. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one. Can't wait to get this one on Blu-ray 4K, because this is just an awesome film and just a real pleasure to watch. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you've been here before, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome videos I put up, or any of the awesome videos I put up. As always, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, check out that awesome link down below about the awesome Horror Pack. Now, Horror Pack is an awesome subscription service that comes right to your door, kind of like Loot Crate, or any of those other capsule type of things, or boxes, that mystery boxes you get. And it comes with either 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays of awesome horror films. And also, each box comes with a limited edition that you can't get anywhere else, such as films like Knucklebones, which you can't get anywhere else, which is a really amazing and awesome horror film. Now, also, this awesome product is just so amazing that if you're interested in signing up, and you let me know down in the comments, I can hook you up with an awesome discount, people. That's right, discount. And as always, remember, there's a giant, awesome, amazing digital code giveaway right now that I'm doing. And like I said, once I hit that 100 mark of subscribers, I will be picking 2 random people to get these 2 digital codes I have of 2 different movies for free. That's right. So if you have not seen my previous videos and you don't know what this awesome giveaway is about, basically what it is if you haven't signed up and you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button, let me know, and I'll put you into the awesome, sweepstakes, basically. If you are a subscriber and you know somebody that you get them to subscribe, or somebody that is going to subscribe, let them tell me that you told them, and I will enter you as well, and they will get entered too as well. So if you're interested in that, please, please, spread the word, people. 2 free digital codes, people. I'm doing this for you guys. I love giving stuff away for free, too, when I get a chance to, and I have some extra stuff. Because usually, I unfortunately don't, because I always usually use everything. So if you do, let me know down in the comments, and you'll be entered into the awesome contest, people. And as always, catch you in the next one.